Have you ever wondered what the world would look like if humans never built the atomic bomb? Or what it feels like to realize that the end of the world could start with a few numbers and equations? And how a scientific dream turned into the deadliest weapon in human history? This is where the story begins. It was 1939. Europe was on the edge of a war no one could imagine. Somewhere in Germany, nuclear physicists discovered that the atom's nucleus could be split, releasing an unimaginable amount of energy. They called it nuclear fission. At the same time, Albert Einstein, the man whose theory of relativity changed the world, wrote a letter to U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt. In that letter, Einstein warned that Nazi Germany might be developing a bomb of terrifying power. That letter became the spark of something called the Manhattan Project. The project officially began in 1942. Run by the U.S. Army, supported by the Allies, and led by General Leslie Groves and physicist Robert Oppenheimer. Their goal was something no one had ever tried before: to unlock the power of the atom and build a weapon that could end the war, or end the world. The first step was to build secret labs. In Los Alamos, New Mexico, a desert town that looked ordinary from the outside, but inside it was the beating heart of the most dangerous project on Earth. Thousands of scientists, engineers, and soldiers worked there, most of them not even knowing what they were really creating. They just called it the Project to End the War. Over 3 years, the U.S. spent more than $2 billion, around $30 billion in today's money. All for one purpose: to build the bomb before Germany could. But by 1945, Germany had fallen. The war in Europe was over. And now came the question, should the bomb still be used? Yet the Manhattan machine didn't stop. The test went on. On July 16, 1945, in the desert of Trinity, New Mexico, the first atomic bomb in human history exploded. The flash was so bright it was seen from 300 kilometers away. Its power equaled 20,000 tons of TNT. And in that moment, Oppenheimer whispered the famous line, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." Just weeks later, the decision was made. The bomb would be used against Japan. On August 6, 1945, a uranium bomb called Little Boy was dropped on Hiroshima. Within seconds, 70,000 people were gone. 3 days later, Fat Man fell on Nagasaki, killing another 40,000. By the end of that year, over 200,000 lives had been lost, directly and indirectly. But the war was over, and the world entered a new era, the atomic age. From that day on, the shadow of nuclear fear followed humanity everywhere. During the Cold War, more than 50,000 nuclear warheads were built, enough to destroy the planet several times over. Yet the story isn't only about fear and destruction. Out of the Manhattan Project came new knowledge: nuclear reactors, peaceful atomic energy, and even nuclear medicine. Today, over 10% of the world's electricity comes from nuclear power. But the same science still carries the threat of total annihilation. In the years that followed, Oppenheimer became one of the strongest critics of nuclear weapons. He said, "Scientists have learned to build the bomb, but not to preserve peace." And that, in a way, was the true paradox of the Manhattan Project. Science can save us or destroy us. Today, more than 9 countries possess nuclear weapons. Over 13,000 warheads still exist. And every time we hear the names North Korea, Russia, or the US in the news, that old shadow rises again. One mistake could bring everything back to zero. But at the same time, nuclear technology is part of our everyday life. From hospitals to spacecraft, from icebreakers to genetic research, traces of that project are everywhere. A project that began in fear, grew in power, and still has no clear end. So here's the question. Can humanity ever use atomic energy only for life, not death? Or are we forever trapped between knowledge and destruction? Maybe the answer is still in our hands, in the choices we make, the fears we face, and the hope we keep alive. So tell me, do you think humanity is ready for the responsibility of the knowledge it created? Leave your thoughts below, because this isn't just history. It's our future.